Hey, I guess I'm gonna start trying to vlog to talk about my time at VFS and how things progressed through the school year. So orientation was pretty cool. I got there like 3 minutes early, and they already started presenting. So I kind of lost the dude's name, but he was an actor of some sort, and he gave a very heartwarming speech on chasing your dreams and doing what your passions want, and being proud of that you made it here and hoping that you keep that stride and going through the school year and everything. Um, I think he was a acting essentials teacher. He was very loud and flamboyant and anti-Trump. It was neat. Uh, then we went to the actual animation campus and we got photos taken for our IDs. Then like general mingling with some random faculty, students. I met some new people and new friends. All of them, like 90% of them, are not from Canada. I've met like 3 Koreans, a Russian guy, a dude from Singapore who was in the military, um, maybe like 5 people from Mexico, Colombian, and out of my classroom of 35 people, I guess like 3 or 4 of them are Canadian, and that's kind of cool. I'm the only one from Alberta. So, oh, there was a giant rip into Alberta during the orientation day. That was kind of fun, and I had to explain that entire joke to my classroom. That was neat. Um, let's see, what else did I do? Oh, we got free shit. Look, I got this backpack. It says school. Then I got a classic VFS umbrella for all the rainy days. Then some free pencils, a huge 100-page sketchbook that I'm probably not going to use because it's so goddamn heavy. Um, and you guys already got me dozens of textbooks, or like sketchbooks, so I don't really need anything. A free anatomy guide actually. Um, Seems pretty useful. I'm just going to censor that because it has um, breasts. Let's see. Oops. What else did I do? Our first class was 3D production methodology. It was a class that instructs you on how pipelines are built in studios. So from start to finish, it goes like writing animatics, and then a whole bunch of stuff to prep for animation, like voice acting, then syncing, and then after that, it's like sound design and a whole bunch of other random stuff. We didn't go that much into it. It was mainly talking about the roles of each department. The teacher name was Casey Kwan. He was an animator for the old Canadian 3D TV show Reboot. That was a pretty neat thing to learn. He kind of looks and sounds like Freddie Wong and talks like him too, so he seems like a chill dude. Second class was oh, that class was like 3 hours. Goddamn. Second class was like introduction to camera. The professor Miriam Casper, she is a photographer for National Geographic. So I think she flew out to Cuba the next day to shoot some stuff. She'll be back on like the 29th. She went over like a bunch of principles of photography, then framing shots and composition, then why photographers never use the auto function and how it kills the art of photography. She was very angry at that and that people use the auto function. Um, we learned how to use a Canon camera, which was pretty neat. That thing's clunky as hell. Bunch of triangle stuff like aperture, ISO, then shutter speed, and how that affects your photo quality, the dampness, the noise, and the general lighting and stuff. We ended that day around 7:30 p.m. So I was officially at school from 9:30 to 7:30, and I did not expect that on my first day of school. I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna be home by 4. No, god damn it. Second day, I tried taking the train to school because there's 2 routes you can go from my place to the actual campus. You can take the bus, number 3, goes straight from Main Street down all the way to my campus. It's a goddamn straight line. It takes me 38 minutes, but there's little people on that bus, and it's a relaxing ride. Today, I decided to take the train because Google Maps said it'd be 5 minutes faster. I was like, oh boy. Okay, so walk out, then try getting on the 49 bus, which goes to the train station. Then that was filled, so I waited for the next one, which was coming in 5 minutes. That was also filled, which then I waited another 5 minutes for the next one. So 3 of the 49 buses, because we are right beside the Langara College, were packed to the brim. So I decided to walk to the train station, which was 15 minutes. And it was like -25, and it was cold, and it's like not Alberta cold, where it's like -40 in number, but it felt like Alberta cold in that ocean winds and shit are freezing. So I got to the school roughly around like 8:57, and my class starts at 9, so I barely made the cut. But note, do not take the train during rush hour. That is garbage. Let's see. So first class of the day was 3D production methodology again. It was basically just to set up your IT account, your email, everything like that. I got my ID card, and they took the white out of my eyes, so I kind of looked demonic. Focus, 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 focus. There you go. Yeah, I look like a failed supernatural audition. So there's that. After that, we had like a whole bunch of talks about how to use computers, how to use the software, and what not to do, like download stuff onto computers, like illegally, and yeah. We had like a 2-hour break after that, and I just spent that break booting up Maya and trying to go through exercise files from like online tutorials. I think I'm like halfway through those. I should be able to catch up before the actual introduction into Maya starts. That was those files are so dry. Second class was Introduction to Visual Effects. We talked about the different roles in visual effects work, and they showed reels, like project reels of the students and the studios. Some cool stuff in there, like a whole bunch of After Effects, Nuke, editing, Premiere, a bunch of that, and probably not what I'm gonna stream into, but it looks neat. Compositing is cool. Confusing, but it's neat. We basically watched reels and different videos for 2 hours. It was a bit rough. So after that, we had a 1-hour break, and I decided to get my instant coffee packs and go to the water boiler and make some coffee. And I have this McDonald's mug, but this shit. Okay, so pour the instant coffee here, pour the hot water in here. I did not have anything to stir my coffee with, so I just closed the lid like that, and I swiveled it, assuming that it would mix my coffee powder with the hot water, but instead, the hot air from the fucking coffee compressed and exploded, as in this lid came flying off. Then coffee got everywhere. Then I was kind of sad. Then one of my friends laughed at me, and don't swivel the stupid McDonald's cup. So, last class of the day was the history of animation class, which went from like I think 5 till 8. It's a late night class, but it was an okay class. We went through well, it's probably the closest thing I have to a uni lecture, in that I have to write an essay maybe. Then there's a final exam. Then it's just you go in, you take notes, then you listen and you watch whatever the dude's presenting. The prof is a nice old dude. Um, I think one of the only teachers there that doesn't have a studio background, but he has a history background, in that he is a very big animation buff. So he knows a lot about contemporary and old-fashioned filmmaking. We went through how the first camera was made, and how that industrialized pretty much the art of that time. How it changed foot like painting from portraits, which took maybe like 3 weeks in time. Then after the photo was invented, that pretty much got scrapped. So they had to completely change what the painting is. So that's how um, abstract painting came along, surrealism, a whole bunch of other like random painting things that I don't really know. Then yeah, after that it was the original animations that came out of that. There's the first one was like a chalk drawing stop motion thing, where you just like you drew faces, then different expressions of the chalk in an image sequence. Um, we progressed from that into the first actual animation, and then after that it was the basically history of Disney, Mr. Walt Disney, and how he carried his studio from the ground up, and how Disney came then after that, from the very old Mickey Mouse cartoons, and then which progressed into the later Disney films after color was introduced to film. Um, and I think we watched a bit of Bambi, and I was kind of zoning out because I had half a copy, and that's not enough when your school day goes from 9 to 8. So yeah, that was pretty much the first 2 days of class at VFS. It should be an entertaining year. The first week's pretty dry in that I have to go through the course descriptions and the outlines, which is pretty much the same for all educations at USC. It was the same too. So I'm hoping tomorrow, which I have animation 1 and modeling 1, that it gets more interesting. I got a text message. That should be fun. So hopefully the school year goes well. I hope that everyone back home is doing well, and I'll be back soon, eventually. Please don't miss me that much. I know it's a bit hard without me there, but I miss you, Kirst. Um, Jason's a cool roommate. He's been carrying my ass for food and stuff. So props to him. Without his his leftover from Chinese food with his mom, I'd probably be starving. Don't tell anyone that, but yeah, I've eaten like 4 bananas in the past 2 days. Bananas are good, potassium. Yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys soon. Wish you all well, and thanks for following me on this adventure. Peace.